Many of today's parents have never heard the term executive functioning while they were growing up. While it may still be a new term, it has gained in popularity and frequency of use when discussing the challenges some students face becoming independent. But many parents may be wondering exactly what is executive functioning. Today we wanted to cover what executive functioning is, what it might look like in a child who struggles with it, and how to help your child develop it in his or her student's or personal life. Before we jump into it, make sure to like, follow, and comment if you enjoyed this content. Make sure to check out our other TenneyTube video here where we talked about best practices for final exams. So let's start by defining executive functioning. Harvard.edu defines it as the mental processes that enable us to plan, focus attention, remember instructions, and juggle multiple tasks successfully. So executive functioning plays an important role in early development of the skills that are essential both inside and outside of school. Being able to understand tasks, set priorities, while resisting distractions is a core principle of executive functioning. While this may come easier for some children, these skills aren't necessarily inherited, so everyone develops them differently and at their own pace. The developmental timeline for these skills can also change depending on a number of factors, including impulsivity, stability or instability at the home environment, attention challenges, and abilities to plan and prioritize, to name a few. So now that we've defined what executive functioning is, let's discuss some of the signs that students are struggling with executive functioning. There are lots of different things that can fall into this category, but some would be problems completing tasks, difficulties prioritizing tasks, forgetfulness, difficulty following directions, losing things, and time management difficulties, to name a few. To be fair, in some ways, this list of struggles can be seen in all teenagers. Science tells us that our kids will be 25 before their brains are fully developed, so we should not expect to see these types of difficulties with even the most organized students. However, if you see your child's grades or performance in school impacted by things on this list, it may be a sign that you should seek help for executive functioning. An important thing to note is that executive functioning is not a learning disability that can be diagnosed. Executive functioning is also not a measure of intelligence or effort. Students struggling with executive functioning are just as capable as students who don't. It's common in today to see students that have ADHD struggling with executive functioning in a school environment. Disabilities such as ADHD can make the development of executive functioning even harder, which is why many tutors offer executive functioning programs. Like an internal switch, many students are naturally know when they need to buckle down or get organized or work harder to get things done. Students who struggle with executive functioning may not have this switch, will not perceive the moment when their deficiencies are causing their problems. So the goal of executive functioning coaching is to teach these students to establish and commit to a routine and processes will make sure that everything that needs to be done will be done. Tenney Tutors offers a program like this for students who need assistance with executive functioning, and during these sessions, tutors will work with the students on goal setting, memory, and self-control to help reinforce existing foundations for executive functioning. Organization is another large factor for executive functioning, and middle schoolers especially have issues with this. Many large public schools don't have the resources to allocate time to developing these skills effectively, but private schools such as the Tenney School will have dedicated time during the homeroom where they can teach and reinforce organizational skills through a binder and locker checks. To conclude, executive functioning is an important part of students' development. Everyone learns executive functioning at their own pace, and while it's not a diagnosis or learning disability, it's recommended for students who struggle with this to seek tutors who specialize in the development of it. We'll list some resources down in the description below, as well as the resources that we use. I'd like to thank you for tuning into today's episode of TenneyTube. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. Be sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever anything new is posted. See you on the next one.